Alright guys, welcome back to Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. This is episode 1 and we're ready for our first show, and it is going to be Monday Night Raw. Really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be great. We've got everything. We've got main eventers, star power, promos, segments, good matches. We even have eye candy on the left of the screen. The goddess herself, Alexa Bliss. I'm trying my best to restrain myself from licking that fucking perfection like it's a strawberry bloody lollipop. But anyway guys, enough about that. Let's get into the show. Just before we start, I want to go over a few things. See, notable personalities. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman are negative influences, which I think affects the locker room in general. I'm not sure why they're negative influences. Maybe it's because wrestlers don't really respect Lesnar because he only turns up like once every 3 years. Or perhaps it's because they're scared he might actually beat the shit out of them. So I don't know, man. I'm not quite sure why he's such a negative influence, but he is. So that is not good. But let's be honest, who cares if Brock Lesnar's upsetting a bunch of jobbers? We need Brock Lesnar. There's hardly any real stars left in this company, and Brock Lesnar is definitely a star. Tonight's show will be shown on 52MX, Canal 5, Fox 8, J Sports Free, Sky Sports Free, Sportsnet 360, and last but not least, the USA Network, which obviously is the main program, the main show, the Big Daddy. Now, unfortunately, in this the newest version of the 2016 game, it concludes it things all the ratings together, so it just bunches them up all together. Normally you could check what you did for USA Network and see if you got like a 3.2 or something like that, but now what it does is it combines all the ratings for all the shows, so it'll take into like the ratings you got in America, Canada, and then it combines them all and gives you the overall total rating, which I don't like. You can't change it, so unfortunately it's hard to really. But say for example, if you want to see who's doing better in the ratings between Raw and SmackDown, if SmackDown's shown on less shows, on less TV stations than Raw, it's hard to get a good, it's hard to compare, because like obviously Raw's going to get more viewers if it's in Japan and shit like this, or Raw might be shown on 5 different channels in America, whereas SmackDown's only shown on 2. So it kind of sucks that you can't get the USA Network ratings alone, but we're just going to have to live with it. We'll deal with it. We'll move on. We're not going to piss our pants over it, man. We're just going to act like men and get over it. So as for absent workers and booking restrictions, Big Show out injured, Lesnar not contracted to wrestle on TV. Surprise, surprise. Ambrose out, Fandango out, Maria's on maternity leave, as is Maurice. Neville, legal reasons. I didn't even know he was still employed by WWE. Apparently he's just not there, but he's employed, so I think you need him back. Like, he's the only guy on 205 Live with any sort of fucking, charisma or personality about him, especially with Enzo leaving. Nikki Bella's out for personal reasons, and Noam Dar is also out injured. So with that said, I think it's time to get into the show. We are at the Allstate Arena tonight, I believe. Capacity at 18,211. Interesting. Hopefully we get a full attendance, man, a sellout. And oh shit, no crap, we're not ready. I need to book 4 more minutes. Fuck me. Right, 2 seconds, guys. Alright guys, we're back. I obviously forgot to put enough time in to run the show, and I also forgot to book any pre-show matches. I went ahead and done that now. You've also got the option to book post-show matches, but I don't really like that. I mean, I kind of like just to end the show with what happened on TV. I'm not a big fan of this whole post-match or beatdown or, a match after the show. So fuck it, we're just going to go with a couple of pre-show matches. Let's run the show. Now, I think a target rating, normally, when the AI's doing it, I think a good rating is to get around the 80s. Anything in the low 80s is considered to be a good show. But the first show is always difficult. You've got no storylines and stuff like that, or obviously the storylines are just starting, so they're not really, you haven't really got into them yet, so it's kind of hard to produce a good rating. So if we can get into the 70s, I'd take a low 70s. If we get mid 70s, I'd be happy with that, but as long as we can avoid getting like a C or something, or getting the 60s, because nobody wants the 60s. 60s is a shit show, and this is not a shit show. This is Son of Scotland 90, man. Don't allow anything shit on this channel. Alright, enough of that. Let's get into the show. Here we go. Excited, man. Let's go. So, first match of the night is a pre-show match, and a terrible pre-show match. Zack Ryder defeated Mojo Rawley in 5:59 by pinfall with a fast roll-up. 44D rating. Mojo got 37 rating. Zack Ryder in ring performance at 48. Interesting. Road agent notes. The dirt sheet. So, Mojo Rawley was penalised for not being able to sell spinal impact moves. Announcing quality was penalised for very low experience. Interesting. Right, moving on. Next pre-show match, Slater and Rhino against the Revival. In a pre-show bout that had subpar wrestling and little heat, Slater and Rhino defeated the Revival in 9:09 when Rhino defeated Dash Wilder by pinfall with a gore 54C minus. No bad. Heath Slater was really off his game tonight, unfortunately. Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder are apparently not suited to their gimmick, but they showed excellent chemistry together, so maybe we need to give them a wee change of gimmick. Yeah, Rhino with a 54 in-ring performance, Wilder and Dawson 53, Heath Slater all the way down at 45, so Heath Slater definitely had a bad night tonight, but we'll not worry about it too much. Next segment, Ember Moon versus Natalya, 50D plus, and in a pre-show bout that subpar wrestling and little heat, Ember Moon defeated Natalya in 7:27 by pinfall with a top rope stunner. Ember Moon had an in-ring performance of 39, Natalya 54, so doesn't look like Ember Moon might not be ready for the main show. Yeah, Natalya got a bonus for chemistry and motivation. Segment rating got a bonus from the refereeing and the road agent work of Jamie Noble, so nice to know that there was some good stuff happening here in this match. And you may have noticed with the pre-show matches, all three faces won. I don't know, I just think if it's not on TV, I think the win should kind of be given to the face, unless you're really trying to push the heel. So yeah, in pre-show matches, unless I really want the heel to win, I will tend to give the nod to the face side. Anyway, let's move on now to the main show. And we kick off Raw with a 73 B-, good rating. Raw begins with a highlight package featuring the two main matches from the Raw brand at Extreme Rules. Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. No, sorry, Bobby Roode nowhere near the main event. Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns. Just want to point out one more thing before we carry on. A lot of this, like I said, I'm not spending hours on this shit. I'm trying to get as much content out as possible. So my grammar may not be the best. There may be a few mistakes in the spelling or whatever, or a few things that don't make sense, but I will be reading it out, so it's not that much of a big deal. But it's not like I've proofread all this crap. I've just, went with the flow. So in case you're reading something, you're like, oh, that doesn't really make sense, or Jesus Christ, man, you've missed out a explanation mark or something, or a full stop, that's the reason why, alright? So anyway, let's move on to the next segment. That is just basically the intro promo from SummerSlam. And the opening promo is with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle comes down to the ring to the usual, "You suck, you suck, you suck" chants. It's kind of ironic. I mean, he's fucking easily one of the best guys, on television at the moment. A real legend. One of the only bloody legends, one of the only good things about WWE today. Yeah, everyone chants "you suck" when it's the complete opposite, but, whatever. He says he's excited as we begin the road to SummerSlam, and confirms that Brock Lesnar will defend the Universal title next month at SummerSlam. So finally, the Beast is going to have to turn up. Speaking of the Universal title, Angle says last night we witnessed a classic that was worthy of being a Universal title match between Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. Kurt announces a rematch between the two for tonight, with the winner going on to face Lesnar at SummerSlam. The general manager also brings up how McIntyre screwed Rollins out of the Intercontinental Championship last night and gives Seth an opportunity for revenge and books a match between them right now. So that's going to be happening next. This segment did really well. I got a 72 B-, and the Angle got the crowd hotter, so good start to the show. Let's move on. And the first match of the night, in a decent match, Seth Rollins defeated Drew McIntyre in 15:50 when Drew McIntyre was disqualified. when Dolph Ziggler ran in and attacked Seth Rollins. It's got a 76 B-. Very good rating there. I'm very happy with how Raw started, to be honest with you. Seth Rollins is not suited to his gimmick though, which is kind of discouraging. We'll maybe need to try and change that. The match got the crowd hotter. Drew McIntyre in-ring performance at 57, Seth Rollins 82. And we seem to have a storyline that may be advancing here, so we'll skip to the next segment. 76, so great match to start off the night. And what is this? Seth Rollins is celebrating his victory in the ring. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre run in and attack. Well, he's not celebrating, that's wrong. He's not celebrating, he got beat down by Ziggler. That came for the DQ, so he's not really celebrating. He kind of got attacked. He was awarded the win, and before he could even get up to celebrate, he's getting his ass kicked. So that's more, of what's happening here. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler beating the shit out of Seth Rollins. 70C plus. Seth Rollins is really not suited to his gimmick. We will need to change that. Could keep saying that, so it must be an issue. And what's this? We've got Roman Reigns, the big dog. Seth Rollins has been attacked by Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Seeing the assault, Roman Reigns comes running in and fights them both off, saving Rollins from a serious beating. And we have a momentarily, the Shield are reunited. This got a 77B, solid rating. Solid start to the show, to be honest. I really can't complain with this. Dolph Ziggler got a good bonus for a good gimmick. Roman Reigns got a bonus for good momentum. Seth Rollins got a bonus for good momentum. So, very happy with that. Solid ratings all round. Let's move on now. Got a music video shown next to promote Bayley and Sasha. This is basically kind of just showing, the aggro that these two have had. Obviously, things have not been going well for them, but they're going to be competing in a tag team match tonight, and they're going to try and fix their friendship, fix their relationship. And this did pretty horrible, to be honest. A 45D, not what I was hoping this would get. And up next, Jesus Christ, this is the last time I invite two jobbers to this show. You bring on two local people in the tank. And about that terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Bayley and Sasha Banks defeated Harlow O'Hara and Sarah Lee in 5:58 when Bayley defeated Sarah Lee by pinfall with a Bayley to Bayley suplex. Sarah Lee was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. No idea who these two people are, just local talents, local jobbers. Brought them into job, and they did that, but they didn't just job the match, they've also jobbed at the rating, 39D-, not what we wanted. And it didn't help that Bayley and Sasha both seemed off their game. And maybe that was just due to the level of, competitors they had. They might have thought, fuck, well, if we're against two jobbers, I can't really be bothered tonight. But yeah, unfortunately that wasn't good. The match was poorly placed, the crowd were already hot and didn't need working. Sasha Banks had an in-ring performance at 53, Bayley 47, Sarah Lee 15, Harlow O'Hara 27, and the Raw relationship problems storyline has advanced. Dirt sheet, Bayley was penalised, yeah, we all know all this, so there you go, man. Well, let's move on. I mean, one bad match isn't going to kill us. Up next with an angle with Angle, Corbin, Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. So we're backstage in the GM office. Nia Jax is requesting her rematch against Alexa Bliss tonight for the title. And enraged Ronda Rousey barges in. She's probably doing that stupid walk she does. I hate it. And she just looks like a spastic, let's be honest, when she does, that kind of like, I don't know, walk, Terminator walk or something, I don't know. Anyway, Ronda Rousey barges in and demands a match with Alexa. Kurt says tonight they can both have a piece of Alexa. Constable Corbin interrupts him and says he's abusing his power, making matches left, right and centre. Corbin says they both deserve a rematch, but Alexa Bliss shouldn't have to defend against two opponents. Angle agrees and makes a number one contender match for the women's title between Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax. So we're getting the rematch for last night's Extreme Rules. Is going to be Nia Jax taking on Ronda Rousey. Winner becomes number one contender for Alexa Bliss's Women's Championship. Angle looked good and Nia Jax underperformed. Fucking Nia Jax, trust her to underperform. What I did was I just had them all scripted. I don't like scripting Kurt Angle, but I feel in a segment with these people, especially like Jax and maybe Ronda Rousey. Well, Jax is terrible. I just think if Kurt's like unscripted, that might confuse her. So I thought if I just give them all the script, then there's no excuse, they can't fuck it up. 56C-. It's not the worst rating, but with Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey in it, I expect it better, I'll be totally honest. Anyway, moving on. Jesus Christ. Number 1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship match. Winner of this will face the champion Cedric Alexander at SummerSlam. Probably being the pre-show, because there's no way I'd let that match happen on the main show. And in a terrible match, Hideo Itami defeated Akira Tozawa and TJP in 12:01 when Hideo Itami defeated TJP by pinfall with a Kenta combo into a Basasaki knee kick. Holy shit, did they need to go through all that? Could not just say they pinned him with a super kick or something. Titus O'Neil did some good work at ringside. Akira Tozawa are a very poor combination. Yeah, I need to get rid of that. TJP is not suited to his gimmick. Announcing quality lifted the match. Titus O'Neil is not suited to his gimmick. The in-ring performances were 42, 37 and 45. Hideo Itami with 37. That is shocking. And he's the man I'm picking to go on and face. Maybe I've made a mistake about that. Maybe I should have picked TJP. I don't know. Maybe we can try and build Itami in the next 4 weeks. Who knows? Anyway, 49D plus, not good. Akira, it'd be better. Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, Titus O'Neil actually, he can talk. He looks big. He looks like a star, and you're just a wee Japanese runt that can't do fuck all. So I agree, he would be better off without not being your manager. Up next, we have the Kevin Owens show with special guest Baron Corbin. An injured Kevin Owens is in the ring to host the Kevin Owens show with a special guest Baron Corbin. Owens says last night he overcame all the odds by defeating the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Kevin calls Braun a sore loser and claims he tried to not only end his career but kill him when he tossed him off the top of that steel cage. Owens says he's a winner, however he sat here injured and unable to compete. Meanwhile, the loser, Braun Strowman, is still walking around with a guaranteed title shot. Owens says Braun doesn't deserve a title shot and he should be stripped of the briefcase and that it should be given to himself, a winner. Corbin tells Owens that he makes some good points and he will consider it. Owens says he would love a rematch against Strowman tonight, but is unable to compete. Owens asks if he can select Braun's opponent, and Corbin agrees. So they go, decent segment there, the Kevin Owens show with Kevin Owens and Constable Baron Corbin, 78C+, and it is, so you can see we've still got a storyline going with Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman. I know that they're doing that in real life, but you have to understand, I'm not just copying it because it's happening in real life. I am starting this show from the night after Extreme Rules, and it would make sense for me to continue this Kevin Owens, Braun Strowman feud. You know what I mean? If someone threw you off a steel cage, you wouldn't just forget about it and never talk about them again. So it might seem like at the moment I'm copying storylines, but I'm not. I'm just having to finish the storylines before I can just move on and do my own stuff. So that is the reason why this is happening. Anyway, moving on. And the opponent that Kevin Owens has picked is Mike Kanellis. Could he not have picked anyone better? Someone more challenging. In an extremely short match, Braun Strowman defeated Mike Kanellis in 5:26 by pinfall with a standing triangle choke. It's got a 57C-. Braun Strowman is not suited to his gimmick. I think we need to get Braun Strowman back to heel as possible, I'll be honest. Not sure what his gimmick is, but he's not a face, man. He's a fucking heel. And if you can't understand why a guy that size wouldn't be a face, then I don't know, man. I don't know what's wrong with you. Braun Strowman had an in-ring performance of 68, Mike Kanellis 48 instead. Right, moving on. Up next we have an interview with Bobby Lashley backstage now. The only real interviewer they have on Raw is Charlie Caruso, and she has a nice pair of tits, so what I've decided is, let's be honest, she does, man, and she's pretty, so I've decided that I'm just going to rate all her appearances on sex appeal. I know that WWE, the thought of fucking sex or having, women show a bit of skin terrifies them these days, and they think it's, it's sinful and all that stuff, but let's be honest, the best women's wrestling ever was when the most women's stars were created, when the women were most over. It wasn't today's product. I know that's what they're lying, they're telling you to believe that, but it was the Attitude Era, it was the Ruthless Aggression Era, when you had the likes of Lita and Trish. So Charlie Caruso, from now on out, she is going to be rated on sex appeal and sex appeal only. Unless she gets better on the ratings, then I might, rate her on her interviewing skills, or microphone skills, or acting skills. But for now, it's going to be sex appeal. Let's move on then. Bobby Lashley says, and I quote, Roman is a great competitor. I've tried to do this in a Bobby Lashley voice, I don't know how to. Roman is a great competitor. No, man, it's not working. Can I do a Bobby Lashley voice? But I will beat him But I beat him last night, and tonight I'll do it again. Lashley versus Lesnar is a dream match. In the past, he was contracted to UFC. I was contracted to Bellator. Now, though, we're both contracted to WWE, and come SummerSlam, the Beast will be destroyed. Strong words there from the Destroyer. 69C+, not a bad rating. Charlie Crusoe underperformed. Again, that's what I say. So she's not the best, but we have to rate her on 6 because that will probably get the highest rating. I wonder if she underperforms in the bedroom. I would love to find out. But anyway, Lesnar versus Lashley storyline has advanced. What is that, I wonder? Right, let's move on. Up next with an angle with Elias. This is just a generic angle. Like I said, I wasn't going to write out everything, and I didn't really have anything for him here, so just a quick, he's just before the match, he's playing his guitar, maybe singing a song. That's got a 65. See, Elias worked the crowd well, using the freedom to improvise his advantage. Yeah, I'd let him go off script, and he seemed to do okay. 56, 65 C rating. And in the match, Jinder Mahal and Elias taking on Bobby Roode and Finn Balor. Good tag team match. In a decent match, Jinder Mahal and Elias defeated Bobby Roode and Finn Balor in 14:08 when Elias defeated Finn Balor by pinfall with a top rope double stomp. This got a 66 C+. Bobby Roode's not suited to his gimmick, neither is Finn Balor. Jinder Mahal and Elias showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Interesting, could we make them a tag team? Perhaps we could. This match was poorly placed. A red hot crowd is not going to get excited by a match designed to gently lift them. Elias had an in-ring performance of 60, Mahal 68, Finn Balor 75, and Bobby Roode 63. So maybe we didn't place the match the best there, but a good match nonetheless. 66 C+. Up next with a music video shown to promote Brock Lesnar. Basically just saying that Brock Lesnar will return to Raw next week. 75 B-. Good rating there. Up next, we have the B-Team celebration. The B-Team come down to the ring for a title celebration victory. They have balloons, champagne, cake, and a portrait of The Miz in the ring. The B-Team thank The Miz and say that every A-plus player needs a good backup team, and that's them, the B-Team. Axel and Bo go to raise their glasses of champagne, and then the lights go out. They come back on, but only the champs remain in the ring. The balloons are gone, the champagne's gone, everything's gone. You've got the deleters of the world, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy are up on top of the stage. Matt is doing his classic delete chant, and it looks like the B-Team's tag team title celebration has been deleted. That's got a 58 C-. The segment deserved better announcing. Bo Dallas was very underwhelming. Bray Wyatt was a real star in this segment. And, so Bo Dallas not doing too good there. 58 C-. I thought it might have got a little bit better than that, but I guess it's not too bad of a rating. Moving on to a match now, in a decent match. Bray Wyatt defeated Curtis Axel in 7:34 by pinfall with his sister Abigail. It's got a 61 C. Not bad. Curtis Axel was really off his game. Bray Wyatt looked good out there. 76 performance for Bray Wyatt, 44 for Curtis Axel. Next, an angle featuring Ronda Rousey. It's just her, backstage getting ready, taping up her gloves or whatever, doing some shadow punching. It's got a 47D. That's fucking shocking, actually. I mean, that is terrible. Then with Nia Jax shown walking down a backstage hallway on the way to the buffet. Nah, she's not on the way to the buffet. She's on the way to the ring. She's already been at the buffet and she's fucking cleaned it out, man. I'm telling you, she ate every single thing there. The rest of the wrestlers are going to starve, man. Next week we're not going to have a Raw roster. Everyone's going to have died of anorexia because Nia Jax ate the entire buffet. You heard it here first. Anyway, got a 38 D-. Not a great rating, but what can we do? Let's move on. And Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey. In a poor match, Nia Jax drew with Ronda Rousey in 8 minutes 23 when the referee lost control and stopped the match. During the match, we also had Alexa Bliss run in and attack Ronda Rousey. 38 D-. Fucking shocking. I don't know why it's done that bad. I thought it would have did a bit better than that, if I'm being honest. Announcing quality lifted the match. Colour commentary gave the match a boost. The match cooled the crowd a little. Nia Jax had an in-ring performance of 43. Ronda Rousey 46. And the Raw's Women's Championship storyline has advanced with this segment. Ronda Rousey is improving in performance skills. That is poor though. That's a very poor rating there. 38 D-. I mean, let's just move on. I thought Ronda Rousey was supposed to be a star and she delivers that rating. Really upset about that. Right, moving on. Got an Angle up next with an interview with Paul Ellering backstage. He's hyping up his team, Authors of Pain. They're going to be taking on the Ascension next. Just a generic interview, Paul Ellering putting over the Authors of Pain. Got a 33E+. And then the tag team match, Authors of Pain versus the Ascension. In a terrible match, Authors of Pain defeated the Ascension in 5:39 when Akam defeated Victor by pinfall with the last chapter. That's got a 40 D-. Nothing was really good about this. Paul Ellering did some good work at ringside, but that's about it. Announcing quality left at the match. Everything else is poor. The in-ring performance of these guys was poor. And to be honest, this probably could have been on the pre-show. I don't know. Just poor. Very poor. Let's move on. Not a lot else I can say. We've got now an Angle with Roman Reigns backstage again. Charlie Caruso, the sex appeal Charlie. Roman Reigns, he quotes, "Last night I was beaten by Bobby Lashley. It's not the first time I've been defeated. Believe that." And it probably won't be, he never said believe that, but believe it. It's not the first time he's been defeated. He's been defeated loads of times, actually. People talk about Roman Reigns, as, I understand he's probably Vince's, top guy in this, but if you compare it to, previous faces, he does lose quite a lot, so I don't see this whole shit he never loses or doesn't put anyone over. It's fucking bullshit. He jobs out quite a lot. Anyway, he says, and it's not the first time I've been defeated, and it probably won't be the last. There's no shame in being beaten, but there is shame in not fighting, and that's what that bitch, Brock, refuses to do. Another Monday night, another no-show from the Universal Champion. Thankfully, though, he will be showing up at SummerSlam, and I'll be there to kick his ass. As for Bobby, he may be the destroyer inside a cage, but tonight he's in a ring, and it's my yard, and the big dog is ready to bite. Believe that. So there you go, man. Believe it. 71, C+ rating. I'm happy with that. Roman Reigns is looking very stale. Oh, for fuck's sake, he's looking stale. Roman Reigns came across well. Charlie Caruso underperformed again. That's 2 fucking interview segments back to back. Maybe it's because she's with, people that are decent, Lashley and Reigns, but, she needs to stop doing that. Anyway, let's move on now to the next segment. We've got Kurt Angle and Alexa Bliss. Angle's just getting off his phone with Alexa Bliss. No, Angle's just getting off his phone, don't know who it's with. When Alexa Bliss walks in, she asks who is her challenger going to be, since there wasn't a clear winner between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. Angle blames that on Alexa and says she ruined one of tonight's main events, but he won't let her ruin the Women's Championship match at SummerSlam. Angle says he just got off the phone with Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, and she has made a rematch next week to ensure we have a winner. Stephanie will be the special guest referee. So Stephanie McMahon next week is going to be at Raw, and she's going to be refereeing a rematch between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. We will have a winner. That should be great. And it's just a 64C rating. No one seemed to perform better or overperformed or underperformed. So overall, just a decent segment, I guess. 64C. Rate it Alexa Bliss on 6. Look at that, man. Look on the left. What else would you rate that on? Do you know what I mean? She's a bad wrestler. All these marks. Fuck me. See if you look at Alexa Bliss and your main concerns are wrestling skills, you should probably go and drink about 10 litres of bleach. Unless fucking Nia Jax is ate the bleach at the buffet as well, then I don't know what you'll do. But, Alexa Bliss is totally the goddess, so let's move on. 64C, happy with that. And then the main what the fuck? 62C? Yeah, oh my god, right. In the main event, about that good heat and decent wrestling, Bobby Lashley defeated Roman Reigns in 1941 by pinfall with a knockout punch after a distraction from Drew McIntyre. Knockout punch, I'm a bit confused what that is, but anyway, it looks like Drew McIntyre didn't appreciate Roman Reigns coming out and stopping the attack on Seth Rollins earlier. His music hit, he came out, caused a distraction. Roman Reigns turned around to the stage. He was ready for Drew McIntyre, but he wasn't ready for Bobby Lashley. He turned back around, walked into a knockout punch, and he is lost here. And Bobby Lashley will go on to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. 62C rating. I'll be honest, I thought this would have did a hell of a lot better. Bobby Lashley was visibly tiring towards the end, as was Roman Reigns. Perhaps the match went on a bit too long. Now, this match got the crowd buzzing. Lashley did an in-ring performance at 55, Roman Reigns 77. And the Shield versus Ziggler and McIntyre storyline has advanced with this segment but lost heat. So it's lost heat due to a poor rating after a very strong start. So looks like the best part of the show was, the beginning, the stuff with Ziggler and McIntyre, Reigns, and Seth Rollins. So interesting. And to end the show, we have Bobby Lashley celebrating in the ring, and he will be facing Brock Lesnar. It's going to be MMA fighter against MMA fighter. So right, let's end the show. I think this is going to be in the high 60s. I don't think I'm going to get a 70. I thought there was a lot of poor ratings that brought it down. I thought it was a decent show. To be honest, I actually never realised how bad Raw is until having to book this shit, and I just realised, holy crap, see, trying to book a 3-hour show and having to use like absolute jobbers and stuff like that. I found it very difficult to book this. There's just not a lot of star power on Raw. So it'll be interesting to see what we get. Hopefully we get into the 70s, but I'm not too optimistic. Jesus Christ. A 61C rating. That is fucking awful, man. Jesus Christ, man, that is terrible. The general feeling is that WWE don't have enough interesting storylines going on. This show lost its popularity in 41 regions. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, that is poor. That is fucking poor. I mean, I'm looking back, we didn't even get one rating in the 80s. I mean, we started off the show well. First 5 segments were all in the 70s. And then after that, the only thing to get into the 70s was the Kevin Owens show. The Lesnar returning next week segment. And the Roman Reigns interview. So, I mean, we started off, the first 5 segments were all in the 70s. And then after that, from the remaining, 20 segments, we only had 3 in the 70s. Let us down big time. So overall, we finished with a 61C rating, and that is poor. I guess next week we do have the return of Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman will be there. Stephanie McMahon will also be here to referee that match between Rousey and Nia Jax. So only positives is next week should be a much better show. I'm hoping so anyway. We're going to have star power there, so we should be able to do a better rating. But oh my god, that wasn't good. That really wasn't good. Personally, I thought the show itself was okay. I realised towards the end that we weren't going to get, an 80. We weren't going to get close to an 80, but I thought at worst, I thought I would have got maybe like a 68, 69. I wasn't expecting to be that low, a 61. And that was really, really bad. And it puts the pressure on us straight away, not only to deliver a better show next week, but to deliver a better show tomorrow night on SmackDown, because that just was not good enough, guys. It really wasn't. Just unacceptable, really. Anyway, then you see Monday Night Raw, TV rating did an 18.83 with 14.1 million viewers. 13,411 were in attendance. My god, not good at all. We have some mail that we'll just check before we leave, but let's just see what's happening. So, Dolph Ziggler opinion: Dash Wilder doesn't connect with the fans in my opinion. The kid has little upside. So strange emails there. Does Dolph Ziggler, what does he want? Does he want me to get rid of him, or does he just give me his opinion? Not quite sure. Total cost of drug testing at WWE Raw is $23,000. You can alter your drug testing via medical section of your control room. WWE Raw rating 18.83 TV rating. USA Network unhappy. USA Network are unhappy with the quality of last night's WWE Raw, which did not meet their minimum requirements. So I wonder what the minimum requirements are. Is there any way to find that out? Product. It probably would be TV, wouldn't it? Broadcasters, hold on. We'll see if we can get this up here. I believe it would be probably broadcasters, USA Network. Minimum quality is a 65C and we delivered a 61, so yeah, I can understand why they'd be unhappy. So definitely we need to improve next week on Raw, no doubt about it. Not just for USA Network, but for ourselves. It was a very poor rating. WWE main event was off there. Yep, I did cancel that. Cost me a few million to cancel WWE main event, but I want to concentrate on the 2 main shows, so no more WWE main event. New goals. Nia Jax chose to relocate and now resides in Mid-Atlantic. There's probably more food in Mid-Atlantic, so she chose to relocate. And Mascarada Dorada has, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Couldn't tell you, man. Couldn't tell you. Some of the goals we need to achieve. WWE must not fall below number 1. That's not going to happen. Scott Dawson must reach 47 overall. Could do that. Jey Uso must reach 71. Definitely possible. Luke Gallows 65. You can't hire any wrestlers classed as being an MMA crossover. You can't hire any wrestlers classed as a cruiserweight. Alright, interesting stuff, guys. So that's going to do it then for this episode. Unfortunately, we just could not deliver. But, yeah, I mean, hopefully we can do it next week. Actually, one more thing. Just before we go, we will have a look at the storylines and we will see what kind of ratings that they got. Let's have a quick look. So Lesnar Lashley currently has 65C heat. Money in the Bank between Owens and Braun Strowman has 57C minus. Relationship problems between Bayley and Sasha is the 40D minus. Ronda Rousey versus the Shield versus Ziggler and McIntyre 64C, and the Women's Championship 35E plus. So not good, guys. We'll try and improve that shit next week. But before we get back to Raw, it's going to be SmackDown. Hopefully with a much better show. I think we will. We've only got 2 hours, and I think there's actually a decent amount of talent on SmackDown. So I think it'll be less, jobber-filled action. And hopefully we can get into the 70s and maybe get a B rating. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Give me your advice. Let me know your opinions down below in the comment sections. And until next time, peace.